everybody. Just getting ready while we wait for people to jump in. It's only 3 cases tonight, nothing crazy. Welcome. I have these to open before tomorrow, so tonight. Hey, Feek. How are you, buddy? Yeah, am I early tonight? Early. But it's only 3 cases, so I thought, look, let's just fire, you know? Get it done. Hope everyone's doing well. Also, if you're, in the mood, Flesh and Blood Italia is streaming the Battle Hardened live. They're only in round 2 right now. So, is this? Yes, the last 3. So yeah, if you're want to go watch some gameplay, Flesh and Blood Italia on Facebook. There's a Kano Azalea match that was live when I decided to stream. I'm going to try and sleeve everything since it will be going to the shop immediately. And maybe if there's a few of you and you want to, I'll jump onto the shop and talk about some of the new stock that we've put in. Any single store insight? I filmed a video, but I went to get some slabs done for the video and they haven't come back yet. But the video should post, like, hopefully tomorrow I get the slabs back. Insight, we're at 520 orders now. It's gone ballistic. It's hard to... It's going to slow down because it's actually very hard to restock it. There's a lot of... It's a lot of work, let me tell you, to get stock back on the shelves. But we are technically stocking quicker than we are selling, but, you know. We're not unhappy when it slows down a smidge. But also ask questions. What would you like to know? Distro, yeah, we have an account. We placed an order. Imagine placing an order for more than $10,000 and they've gone a week without responding or invoicing. Hey, Vash, appreciate you, man. So yeah, Distro is, I don't think they want our money. Ooh, nice hit. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they want our money, so what can we do? Nothing. We can do nothing but wait. But I've ordered a whole bunch of Dynasty, so hopefully this week I'll have 10 cases of Dynasty to crack, which should be fun. No, it is not a small order. It's, you know, I had a chat with them. There's no minimum order, but I still placed... I mean, we need a lot of stuff. We need stock, Outsiders, Dynasty, maybe Uprising, maybe more History Pack. We wanted a whole bunch of sleeves and top loaders to ship. I don't think they care too much, man. When I say care, I think they get the order, they wait for the accounts team to invoice it. But I just don't understand how businesses make money without sending invoices out in a timely way. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. If I've got... I mean, you guys technically run small businesses if you buy and sell cards. Like... you send the card so you can get paid, you know. You make sure the customer service is good so people come back. I think that's the problem, is maybe they just get orders whether their customer service is good or bad. But what can I do? See if we can... I mean, we got 3 cases, so hopefully hit a whole bunch of legendaries. Well, backyard gnome, so would I, because you can't get paid till you invoice, you know? It's like a pretty no-brainer thing to do, is get the invoice out as quick as you can so you can get paid. Makes sense to me anyway. But it's fine, like, we don't desperately need the stock. It's just, would be good for outsiders to have all that set up. So that's the problem, is I need distro to be sorted so I can do the new set. Last thing I want are delays. Yeah, we only have one distro in Australia, unfortunately. Nothing crazy good yet, actually. I'll put the... I think Art of War is still considered a hit. I think the 3 of a kind is not too bad either. Alright, box 1. Uneventful, is that what we're gonna say? See if we can didn't realize I don't know why I hadn't noticed that there's tokens. Odd. Alright. That's how much I pay attention to things that are not valuable. But yeah, if you have questions about the shop, ask away. Otherwise, I'll make sure I might, okay, that really doesn't want to open. You're moving here? How is that going? Is that, did the Kano win? Good to see you. Yeah, there's a bit of lag. Unfortunately, Pietro Arc, who's the ex-Italian champion, he won on Kano in the first nationals. He's like me, he's not set up to do that kind of coverage. And LSS don't really have like a... Like, I asked them ages ago that they should probably come up with some sort of sheet, minimum specs for streaming this stuff, because it's good to have some consistency, but yeah, he's using like his setup. And but if you're a European player, especially if your friends are playing or whatever, it's much better to have coverage than not, which was a shame for all the Aussie Pro Quests didn't get streamed, but New Zealand will be streamed. Hey, Harley. Why is this printed as a Majestic? I actually don't know why it was printed at all. I think it's got to be by far the least played potion in the game. Sink below is good. Oh. So what happens there? They just usually reverse the game state, right? Nah, Strength Potion is still probably more played than Crazy Brew, man. Because Crazy Brew is actual jank UPF stuff. It works a little in KO, but I think with KO you really don't want to have... you don't want to draw into a potion. But, Strength, some setup decks play it. Definitely used to be played. What does Life of the Party do again? I've forgotten. Whoops. There it is. The main thing that's gone up on the single side is a lot of Alpha Majestics. If you have ever wanted to have a pink Crippling Crush, Spinal Crush, what do you think of the gem? What gem? The gem? I think I'm gonna give up making 2 piles. Wow. Whew. We actually hit 0 of these when I opened like 15 cases of this stuff, so happy to see that. Legendary number 1. Gem Keeper helmet in Outsiders. It's not in Outsiders, Andrew. It's gonna be Rudy's promo. He's mentioned that ages ago, that his promos will probably end up being like the Gem Keeper equipment or something. Which would be cool. Maybe my Gem Keepers will finally sell. It'd be nice. I want them gone. I've lost so much money on them, it's not funny. They're all $5.99 Australian, by the way. As I got an invite, but I didn't get tracking. I'm hoping that's because I'm picking up whatever my spoiler is in Auckland. I'm hoping it's a box as well. I'd much prefer they find another YouTuber, like a much smaller one as well, who would be really excited to get a spoiler card, and I would rather just rip some boxes, man. Because to be honest, and I'm talking about everyone here, none of the box breaks have been good, man. Like, it's so janky, dude. At least I know, like at least I'll be pumped to open the set, you know? At least I would see the Fable and be like, ooh, I know what that is. So it'd be cool if I can do that. But I'd prefer that. Open a box early. I'll probably stream it. But again, I'm assuming. I just haven't got a tracking number. But again, more than likely because I'm going to be there in person. But also, told Timmy got tracking, and he's, you know, also going to Auckland, so who knows what they're doing over there. Maybe mine's super special, or maybe I'm not getting one. But I got the email saying I am getting one, and I accepted, so. But I did actually ask for a box, if that makes sense. Like, when I did the James White interview, I asked him off camera, I'm like, why have you guys stopped sending me boxes? And they said, well, because we rate cards as more special than boxes. And I go, well, I appreciate that. And like Iron Song Pride was a wicked spoiler to get. But I don't do like a lot of fancy editing or skits and scripts and stuff. Like someone out there might be way more excited. Not that I don't get excited, I just... did they clarify? No, that was clarified, yes. I'm just not allowed to do them. There's nothing else they need to clarify. They're the ones that said no. I'll try and have a chat to the staff in New Zealand in person. It might be... But I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, Martin. I mean... They're not banning me from doing box breaks. I can do whatever the heck I want. I just won't be able to use distribution if I sell box breaks. So, as I've been once before for what was it? It was a... Was it a battle hardened? Yeah, it wasn't a calling. I went for a battle hardened. The trip is like 3 hours. It's not bad at all, man. And the jet lag is 1 hour difference. The time difference. Sorry, there's no jet lag because it's too close. Actually, let me. Too many commons. I mean, we can go to Japan with no excuse. But Flesh and Blood would make a great excuse. Man, the second they announce a calling in Japan, I think a lot of people are going to go. It doesn't have to be bigger than a calling. I was hoping they'd do some Outsiders pre-release callings, but... Maybe later in the year they'll do the world premiere type thing again, like they did with Uprising. But I have a feeling Japan will end up being like the international hub for Fab. It's like an amazing destination. It's safe. It's clean. It's very central to more parts of the world than... I don't know, the US trip is crazy long for us. But we'll see, right? Have I been to Japan? Never. Soon, I'm sure. It's also like, there's been times in my life where I could have bought a return trip to Japan for like less than $1,000 and I just didn't have anyone to go with or like the desire to go by myself. But soon. Red and Ledger's a good hit. Wow. Okay, first E-Strike. Nice. No Command and Conquers yet. We are on box 3 of 12. You know what? I forgot to... Alright, I got a text. Something important that I skipped my mind completely. There. Az, did you get to go to any of the European battle hardens? Did they have one in the UK? Leeds, that's right. Did you play or did you go for fun? Man, we've hit like red snatches, sigils quite often. What I haven't seen is but I'm not checking commons. I was gonna say we need sinks. Alright, 3-5. Still on Azalea, yeah? Nothing else? Your time's coming, don't you worry. All those reps. Although I'm not... Have they said where Worlds will be other than in the USA? No, it is in the USA. What do you mean by other than the USA? I don't think it's coming anywhere else. Pro Tour and Worlds this year seem to be going to the US. Oh, gotcha. No, I don't think they have. And people are just assuming. Vegas would be great. Ooh, courage is a good hit. Any majestic equipment is good. Hey, bros, I'm great. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're going to play some Blitz and we're going to watch the UFC. If you're in the chat and in Sydney, feel free to tag along. Alright, that was box 3. Black belt thing. No. So I'll explain because I'm very excited. It's like one of the best days ever. So jiu-jitsu, you start as a white belt, and I trained about 2 years and got my blue belt, which is what you see in the picture. But to get there, you usually go through 4 stripes. So you get a white belt, and then you get 1 stripe on the black part of the belt, and then 2, 3, 4, and then you get you get tested or graded, and then they give you your new belt. So I got my blue belt like 3 years ago, but then I hurt my back really bad, and I haven't been able to train properly. I'd also kind of given up that the coaches had even noticed that I'm improving because I've been injured for so long. But today they gave me my first stripe on my blue belt, which is a big deal for me because everyone that I got my blue belt with is already a purple belt. I just haven't been able to train. Consistently, you know. But my muscle memory's all there, which is good. But yeah, that's what it was. So now I'm 25% towards a purple belt. That's kind of what that looks like. And there's grading at the end of the year, so I'm sure I can get my purple belt this year if I train. When I got injured, I was competing a lot. I won a gold medal once too, just before COVID. But I don't think I'll compete again. White 2-stripe. Man, the thing with jiu-jitsu is like, I don't know if you've seen this, like statistics of how many people even get a blue belt. It's less than 10% of all people. So 2 stripes means you haven't quit yet. So good on you. I know what it's like. It's fucking grueling and ego crushing to get good at that sport. And it's a little bit more grueling and soul crushing when you get injured and can't actually improve. But here we are. We're on the mend. Not really. My back's still royally fucked, but I'm stubborn. I won't be kept down. But funnily enough, I definitely wouldn't be playing Fab if I hadn't injured myself. I wasn't even playing computer games. I was very focused on that. But this keeps some of the competitive juices flowing when I can't well, as I went and saw so I haven't had surgery, but I went and saw the surgeon that I consult. He was like, man, I don't understand why you insist on constantly hugging men on the floor when it's hurting your back. Like, but doc, it's so good. So he doesn't try and convince me not to train, which is nice. How is this a majestic? Yes, hanging helps. Mine is like a... So what I have is a disc bulge, which is on the nerve. And the hanging doesn't help. It's not a compression problem. It's a hinging problem. So sitting and... The pain's always like very bad in the morning when I wake up. That's because I usually haven't moved around to stiffen up. But it's okay. I have my little ways of dealing with it. Tears. Tears is the best way to deal with pain. Tears and Fab, yeah. As have you seen the short of me getting tilted playing Dory on Talishar? You have to watch that, man. That's like your kind of video. You would appreciate that a lot, I think. Ooh. Alright, second legendary. So this is all from one case. Everything you can see. So that's double legendaries good. Not great on the 0 Command & Conquers out of like 40 Majestics. We don't like that. We want more. Yeah, your wrestling coach is an idiot, but it's not... Look, there's pain, like there's pain of like, you know, fatigue and stuff, but mine's nerve pain. I wish I could just fight through it. I honestly would, but it's impossible. It's way too intense. Let me tidy up. It's not the right bottle. But see, if you're 10, you can handle it. 35, so you gotta look after my body, man. At 10, you just bounce back. Alrighty, this is case 2. Mind you, we have like 20 Command & Conquers, so I'm not too fussed if we don't hit many, but for EV reasons, we need to hit some. Yeah, well, look, it's such a busted card, man. Well, no, that's just some smart editing, that one. I didn't actually concede when I saw that card, but Tog did a good job of editing that. It's pretty funny. Hey, Brian from Northern Western Australia. Dude, it's a 0 for 4 that destroys Arsenal. Is that right? 0 for 3, 0. So dumb. Like, I guess maybe it's not that dumb, but like, you can raise a reflex that thing and give it go again. What does Warrior get, man? Warrior gets Shatter. That's what we get. We haven't had, they printed Merciless Battle Axe, you know? That's dog shit, bro. I know it's my fault for stubbornly sticking to one class, but come on. It's the first last-ditch effort. It's fine. Like I've proven. Like I did well at Lille, right? But it's a lot more luck than skill, you know. Like I can play the deck, but then I got a little lucky with the matchups. Some classes are just so consistent. It does, like, I get where people feel like certain classes, and namely Runeblade for a long time just got all the love, all the attention. It had so much support, so many really good cards. Warrior does not feel like they've put much love into. Especially, like, even Ironsong Pride on face value is really good, but the drawback of having that one cost instant non-block in your hand as a warrior is so detrimental to the way the deck wants to play. And there's like zero cards that are above rate on warrior, except for maybe Glint. Glint is very, very strong, but people are so good at not letting you use Glint. Like, you know, if you don't block, the card is mediocre. Then you get other classes, they just get cards that are like Leave No Witnesses. It's slightly above rate. But then a lot of things on a lot of things in Arachne are slightly above rate. Dromai, dragons are stupidly above rate. You know? Zero cost, deals arcane, has go again. Gives itself and other dragons go again, and to destroy it you have to target it, you know. I still hold to the theory. I do not believe, by the way, it's not even a theory, I have asked. I do not believe the devs sleeve up every deck and play it into every other deck when they're testing. Like, I think they still don't have the resources to play like that. That's the thing, man. Like, I played the last Pro Quest I played. Which card am I talking about? What do you mean? I'm talking about lack of cards, not a specific card. The last Pro Quest I played, I beat the Lexi and I beat the Icelander, right? I beat the ice matchups. What did I lose to? Dash and Fi. Like, Dash is just did not need, like, I mean, maybe it needed some support, but the support it got is very, very good at just... That was one of my better matchups, and it got nullified. And yeah, Icelanders... It's alright. What actually sucks is not anything we're talking about. What sucks is that they slowed down the Living Legend. So the way Living Legend was going, Oldham, Briar, and probably even Iceland would be gone by now. But after Prism, they just slowed it way down. which has been okay because like Briar's probably not the most degenerate deck anymore, not even close, but alright, that was box 1, case 2. 1 E-Strike, that's all we got. Did we get Metacarpus in that too? I think we did. I can't remember. Hey, Lionheart. Just got off work. Ugh. Why are you watching the stream? Go to bed. No, as you can't react. You can't, because they do it when you play a non-attack action. So, there's ways to deal with the attacks, right? It's just... So I see. I'm not even whinging about the ice sticks. Like I hate them, but it's not even the problem. It's fine. They'll work it out. Oh, Sydney has been very humid, David. You should have let me know, man. Would have come and said hi. Yeah, man, for sure, let me know. My schedule's usually flexible enough to hang out. Also, look at you with your Marvel icon, man. Thanks, that means you've given me $30 over the last year. I appreciate my members. I think we're up to like 130. Nordic, I can see you. I don't know why you can't see the chat. And I did... maybe Nordic is not live, that's why. And these history boxes have not been super exciting. I don't know if you guys remember, we hit like 8 or 9 Command & Conquers in one case. No, it wasn't 8 or 9, but it was a lot more than 0. This is like crazy to hit 2 of these, 2 Gorganian tomes, because they have legendary on them, so you see them 66% less than the other Majestics. Hey, Foo, what are we exiting? Harley, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think you necessarily need a lot of capital if you're gonna focus on like buying and selling rather than you know, like cracking a whole bunch of boxes. Hey, Herbert. So yeah, if you start with $100, buy a card that's worth 150 for $100 and then sell it. And like, just look for deals. I think most of the money you'll make in singles is you sitting on Facebook and Discord and eBay and looking for bargains, looking for deals, looking for people, motivated sellers. It's not super complicated. Of course, if you had 100,000, you could do that better, but then that's a lot more work. Sometimes it's just easier to try and double your money quickly on 1 or 2 cards. So I started my single store with some capital, but a lot of it was just my own collection. That's where most of the stock came from. Do I have a buy list on my site? I do not. I don't think I'll ever do one either, man. I actively buy. So, hey, Declan, it sure is. So, yeah, as if you wanted to sell me cards, you would PM me a list. Ideally, it's in a spreadsheet with the pricing you want next to each item. And then we make you an offer or just accept your pricing if you did it well. But we bought a lot of collections, man. Like, well, I couldn't afford to just buy. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Do you have a number of when you might hit profit? We've already hit profit. Like, hey, Fu, yeah, man, you too. The money I put into the business is already out, if that's what you're asking. It's gone crazy. We've done a lot. We're definitely in the green, if that's what you're asking. Like, if we sold all the cards we own, we would have made a lot of money already. But we're reinvesting it, so we haven't realized the profits yet. But yeah, we're not in the red. Yeah, see, Nordic's right. Like, sometimes you just, if you're active and you get to sellers quickly, and I'm not trying to say like shark people, like new people that might have mispriced a card, and I try and, like, if someone's listed something way under market, I try and tell them rather than just scoop it up. But yeah. Did you expect it? No, we didn't. We expected like 10% of the orders that we got in that first few days. But it's not a bad problem to have. We just also sold a lot of our stock, so we had to scramble and buy more. Crater Fist is nice. But the thing is, like, profit is sort of irrelevant because we need to scale the business up. Like, in a perfect world, we have $1 million in stock. You know, 10, 20 of every legendary in stock. High-end, low-end stuff that we're holding for when it hopefully goes up, like, you know, silver palms. Like, you want to be able to afford having 100 silver palms sitting somewhere waiting for PVE to drop. So just because we've made a profit's kind of irrelevant because we're not. David, I think it's a hard one, right? I think the foreign black border is a good investment because they'll only print that once. But white border I don't think is good as an investment. Maybe sealed, but then they're most likely going to print these forever. So I don't know if I would like hoard any white border. But the supply is not as easy to get as some people may think. Like, there's been some spikes in the price. Hey, Brad. Raymond, yeah, we try and ship pretty quick, man. No, I don't think you'll ever see white border draft. Ooh, Brave Forge. Not the best legendary, but it is a legendary nonetheless. I don't think... I think they... Look, they're a business, right? I don't think they're going to revisit old sets, like, in a draftable sense. I think they want you to draft a new one. What they might do is do a return a Welcome to Wraith set, where they do reprints of the heroes and, like, they tweak it. But it's the original 4 heroes, but in a new draft format. It's a great way to release the new heroes. None of them are LL'd yet, but it'd be cool if they do it when they all living legend. Yeah, Nordic, it's just, I mean, we have expenses and we do want to realize some of the profit, but the main goal is to just keep restocking and grow it. You know, we need to build up a whole bunch of money for outsiders. And remember, we both play, so also part of it is getting cards we want, whether for the shop or for our own decks. It's definitely a fun thing to do when you own a single shop, is bling out your own decks. You buy a collection, but there's a couple of cards you actually just want for yourself. Also, I think there's enough WTR in the world that you could have a few I can get you heaps, man. I can get you 20, 30 cases tomorrow. So if you, like, there's no reason to even think of them reprinting WTR to draft. Just sit on a case. Also, you can draft a case, take all the cards back off people, and make a cube out of it, right? Or you could open a case with a spreadsheet, put in every pack, and then just redraft it. I think people do that in other games. Alright, this is box 3 of case 2. Nearly done with it too. 0 Command and Conquers is worth noting. Big fat zilch. I've never been this unlucky with. But again, we probably have more than we need. Even though it's the best Majestic 2-hit, we have it in stock. I think there's 22 white border Command and Conquers on the site. How do I go for stocking promos? We have them. You can click on the promo section. Have heaps. Alright, this is the last box, case 2. Visiatronic. What am I drinking? I'll show you. It's not alcoholic. Where is it? There we go. Just some, I had Mexican for dinner, see? Twinning blade. And some secret tech. Twinning blade in, Kasai is hilarious. It's a lot of value in Kasai because people will lose to their own maths. Never gonna get more funder. No, guy, there will be no more funder. Ever. You couldn't pay me to do that podcast again, unfortunately. But what you will get is a James White interview in New Zealand on my channel. Hopefully while I'm still there, but definitely when I get back, it'll be uploaded. And I'm working very hard to get Robbie Wen, which is... No one's ever talked to Robbie on camera. I don't think many people have talked to Robbie full stop. But he is one of the founders. I believe he's responsible for all of the art and law. That's his department. That's who MJ and Sam work with. So I'm trying. I really wanted him for Funder. I'm still working to get him on my channel since Funder's not doing anything. And yes, I think he would have some insights that'll blow all of our collective minds. He's a bigger part of the game than, like, depends on how you look at it, but if you're not a competitive player, he's probably had more influence on the game than James has. James is more in the game development, character, technical side, I believe, and Robbie is more the flavor, the art, and everything you feel things about. Well, solo interviews, I've always done them on my channel, man. So yes, I'll still be happy to talk to anyone, but I'm not going to do like a weekly podcast thing. I'll just whip out a camera when the opportunity comes up. I already have a James White interview. It's very much worth watching. The audio is a little glitchy on it, but it's definitely worth enduring. RF here, man, that's a hard question. I don't know. They don't sell often enough to have like a good, but they're obviously worth a lot of money. German, I'll make sure your question is asked. Don't you worry. The German, man, gotta ask your question. No, he's also a local friend. See? So I gotta look after the locals. I think German was a member, definitely a subscriber when he wasn't a local. And then he moved here. And now I see him way too often. That's not true lately, actually, but for a while we paired up pretty much every armory. Smart Cementium. So, very smart, but at this rate I would definitely recommend people, if you can find a... if you could find yourself an arcane box, maybe sit on it. I think even I don't hoard boxes at all. Like I have one sealed alpha box left. Arc seems like it'd be smart to sit on. It has the chance of doubling, tripling from here. It's a beautiful set. Still has some of the best cards in it. You can't get those legendaries in Rainbow Foil, and you know, Arcane Rising First Edition is way out of price for most people, and the people that can afford them very rarely open them. So yeah. Look, any Majestic that's like 50 bucks, any Legendary that's 50 bucks is worth buying, I think. If you don't own one, definitely have one in a binder. Everyone should own a Shiana, everyone should own an Emperor, everyone should own Brave Forge Braces, Valiant Dynamo. And you know, like Dynamo, you get in cold foil. Like, it's a cold foil Legendary that they're never printing again in that rarity. So you, like, if you own a cold foil Valiant Dynamo or a Husk or a Vestige, there will never be a rarer version unless it's gold foil, which is irrelevant, right? So yeah, I would pick them up. Stavo is way too cheap, correct? So I'm not trying to say like go buy 20 of them and sit on them. We don't know that they'll go up, but there's not much room down. And if you don't own one, buy one so you can actually play with it. Because in a perfect world, every card you buy, you play with, and then you still sell for a profit years later. So that's how I, like, all my gold foils that I still own that are not on the shop are in my decks. If the game is still around in 10 years and, you know, my gold foil Brave Forge braces are worth 20k and I need 20k, I'll sell them. But in the meantime, I'll just play with them. But I'm pretty sure they'll make a good investment long term. But, you know, I could be wrong. What's up with the one Marvel Ashwing? Well, we bought it in a collection, so it can go up. Do you want me to list more? I have, whatever, my 22 of them. I don't need any more. I put up all my cold foil, non-Marvel ones. Yeah, I play with gold foils. Man, I have a full warrior set. I have Skullcap, Courage, Brave Forge braces, and Dynamo, and Dawnblade, and Gambler's gloves. I have Phantasmal footsteps. What else do I own? I think that's it. There's a chance I'll be picking up the Rhinar ones. Oh, no, I was playing with my gold foils in Lil, but that's the beauty of it, is if I don't tell you, you probably just think they're they're gold foil. No, I did have them in Lil. I only play with them. I don't treat them like they're expensive. But I don't always tell people either. They're very subtle when they're sleeved. You can't really tell. Alright, what we need is a tunic. Man, 0 Command and Conquers is kind of weird. Ah, dude, that was sick. For people that don't know the story, this was a day or two before the Pro Tour in Lille started. We're in the middle of like this square. I think it's called the Old Town or whatever. It's like a whole bunch of restaurants in this big square. Lille was beautiful. I would definitely go back. And the food in France is just very nice. So anyway, we're sitting there, me, Philip Mackay, and Ryan. And we're about to leave, and I notice these people, like someone just lays on the floor to take a photo of their friend. And I look over and I see Az with his glorious mullet. And I'm like, guys, I think that's the Go Again Gaming. That's the Azalea guy. And Phil and Ryan are like, who? Like, that's Az, right? And they're like, oh, yeah. So that's how we met. We literally met him because his friend was literally on the floor taking a photo of him. in the middle of a town square with like hundreds of people eating in the middle of France. It was great. Not really the middle of France, more like the northern bumfuck nowhere of France, but, you know, who's counting? Pascal, yes. That's his name. I haven't seen him since. Yeah, and then we played an armory in this, like, cave. This LGS has basically a basement. And it was very hot in France, and this basement was actually quite cool. And unfortunately, there was so many of us there, I think we sold out the armory. Most of the locals couldn't even play. But that's a good problem to have. yeah, very much looking forward to the next European big event. Maybe UK this time. I did not stay till 2 a.m. But yes, I don't know why they decided to run the whole, like, every round. Like, in our locals, if we get, like, 16 people, I still insist they just run 3 rounds. And then we price. But, like, who wants to stay around for just a game? I don't want to lose sleep over a game. Maybe it's just me. Alright. That was box 1, case 3. So we're already on 4 legendaries from 3 cases. I think we should hope for 1 more. Hopefully it's a tunic. Then this was a great 3 cases. But also Command and Conquers. Jeez, 0 this whole time. They're not short printed or anything in the set. They're supposed to be on par. Bros, if you're still in the chat, is Dev awake? I forgot to text him and it's getting late. If not, don't worry. Can you ask him to text me if he had any luck with the Everfest stuff and the sorting machine? But if he's going to bed or something, it doesn't matter. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe Pascal was taking a photo of, like, the architecture, you know? Maybe it wasn't your mullet he was focused on. But I don't know. Don't ask me why I put a spinal crush where the equipment goes. Did I have to eat that night? The boys had mussels. You know how they had those big pot, like that was the specialty, it seemed. There was a lot of mussels around. The big pots of them. What did I have? I can't remember, but it wasn't, like, I don't remember. Sadly. But it was good. All my food memories in France were good. Ha, we hit one. Imagine that. I'm thinking of getting a whole bunch of, although no, I already did this. I graded a whole bunch of whiteboarder. They do not grade well. I remember. Like fresh pack to sleeve, we're grading 8.5. The centering is great, but the edges and the surface are not. And I thought it'd be, because like WTR Alpha, when you get none foils, I've gotten 10s, but unfortunately with white border. Alright, this is a good box. This box is paying for itself. Let me just... Sorry guys, I have to do it now because otherwise I'll completely forget if I don't text him. I've already forgotten to ask him all day and it just popped into my mind at the most random time. Now you guys know I'm multitasking when I'm streaming. I'm actually not even thinking about the stream. So, there you go. Hey Atlas. Yeah, nice pulls, I think. For 3 cases, we're doing okay. Not spectacular, though, but okay. Unfortunately, nowhere near enough Command & Conquers. A lot of the EV rides on hitting like an average amount of those, not under average. Also, Brave Forge is very cheap, so is Tectonic. The other 2 are great. Actually, I don't even think we own a single Stormstriders in white, so... Yes, Tunic would be great. I got 2.5 boxes left to find one. But, like, history pack value is in the numbers. You just need a lot. Well, you get a lot, I should say. So, it's when you add everything up, you don't tend to lose money on them anyway. So, for an individual, like, it can be annoying trying to sell everything to get your money, but with the store, it's just stock. And it's really good stock, like 10 Majestics a box. Should have put some of these rares away before they topple. Alright, let me do that now and then open the last 2. No. So as it'll go through waves. So if for a while it was hard for us to get in Australia, but like my local just got some cases in. So even if it's a little hard to get, it's not ever going to go out of print, I don't believe. And therefore it's just a matter of waiting. And that's like an issue I immediately knew we were going to have, and especially in like the foreign language ones or the non-English ones, since those languages are not foreign in their countries. Existing players that don't need the stock still go and buy History Pack because it's got good value and they maybe want a whole bunch of new cards, right? But like there's probably not enough of it because existing players also buy it all the time. The foreign language ones, the black border ones, with the Marvels, I think it's backfired on them. That's why they've stopped. Because so much of that stock, like cases and cases and cases, went to the US, you know, pallets even. And that's not the point. Like, there shouldn't be pallets of French cards in the US. Like, it doesn't help grow the game. I'm not just talking about the US, but I think that's where a lot of it ended up. I'm not saying majority or not. It's another Command & Conquer. That's nice. I'm just saying, like, I think that's a problem. Having those beautiful Marvels are great. I opened, like, 15 cases. Sorry, reading a text. Yeah, I opened a whole bunch in France, but at least I bought them in a French store. HP1's definitely been printed humongous. It's just not, yeah, there's definitely heaps of it around. But yeah, unfortunately, the black border stuff, I think that's maybe why HP2, they left them out, is... But as that's the thing, right? The French bulk, like the commons and rares, let's say, if you're an American like box break channel, you've probably thrown out that bulk, man. Nobody wants the French bulk in countries where they speak English. Like, it's actually hard to even sell the legendaries right? There's no premium on them. So aside from the Marvels, I think a lot of the stock just doesn't end up in French players' hands. And most of them probably don't give two hoots about the freaking Marvel, but, you know, they would love to have a playset of the commons and rares. So I like the idea that the next set doesn't have the Marvels. It'll probably make the set worth a lot less, but that's fine because players will actually... like, if you're a new player, you can buy a case of HP1, case of HP2, and you probably have enough cards to build 10, 15 heroes. Like, that's the point. Well, I get the Marvel, like, put it this way, right? If you're, again, French player, you open a Marvel, you can probably sell that Marvel for more than the case and just buy another case. So you probably don't care. You're like, oh, it's Dash. I don't play Dash. And boom. You just, right. Yeah, Declan, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think just HP1, you can build quite solid decks from what's inside. It's 8 heroes are in the set. There's enough stuff that you can build. You definitely figure out what hero you want to play if you're interested in them. Like, you could build a warrior deck and play it in an armory just from opening a case of HP1. But yeah, I think the Foreign Black Border actually just had a bit too much value in it. The Fables are worth so much money. The Marvels are worth so much money. And I'm not talking about people buying them on the secondary market. I'm talking about people buying cases to crack them. It probably hurt the release of them. Monday, if you regret selling them, I think I have a bunch on the website. Actually, I don't know if I have German ones. But also, it's not hard to buy that stuff. Like, just jump on the right trade channels and you can find a whole bunch of foreign language everything. All right, we are nearing the end. Under truckin'. Wait, what's under truckin'? Is that Command and Conquer? Dev Chatswood is 1 p.m. and CC. Parramatta is 1 p.m. also, and Blitz on demand. And I'm gonna go there because it's quick, and then I'm gonna go watch UFC. You're welcome to go Chatswood, come back. You're welcome to do whatever. But it is CC. And a whole bunch of people are going. Everyone's going. Alright, last box of the stream. Guys, I can't be bothered doing any more. If you have shop questions, Dev's in the chat too. Like I said, we've stocked up on Alpha Majestics, Nunfoil. Whiteboard has been in stock for ages. WTR, Unlim is in stock. There's a whole bunch of new slabs. Just check it out. Oh, were you pulling my leg, Dev? I was like, I was being nice. What the fuck? I'm glad you saw that, dude. Oh, that did my head in today. Like, I love all the new people in the chat. The energy is awesome, but holy moly, man. People, like, ask the same question. It's like, just scroll 2 paragraphs up. Whatever, this is going to have to stay. Dev trying to piss me off. We have a group chat, and I think people asked about the same armory and what time it starts. At minimum 5 times in a row. Like, we'd answer it, and then someone would join the chat and see something about an armory and start asking the same questions. So just scrolling up. It was nice and tilting. Wrong pile. Well, look, we have this chat with like Tall Timmy started, I think, a whole bunch of his ex-Magic friends, and it's grown so much, it's deteriorated into uselessness. It's really hard to like get any value out of it. Unless you're a new player, because you can ask any question and like a whole bunch of people were helpful, right? But it's hard to like... It's hard not to mute it. That's all I'm going to say. And then if you mute it, you're not checking it, and you might as well leave. And I know Discord is the fix for all this, but no one uses Discord around here, so... Bunch of boomers. Oh man, that was close. I nearly toppled the entire stack of commons. It's a big one too. Alright, let me just do this. Can you even see it? I don't know if you can see it. You can't see the whole thing, definitely. All the piles are too big now. Hopefully the next stream is a whole bunch of Dynasty. That's the plan. Oh, also, while I'm here, jump on Twitter if you don't already. Follow me on Twitter. I've got a James White interview lined up. So if you want to ask questions, that's where the thread is to comment on. I think we're up to like 72 questions. There's no way I'm asking all the questions. Some of them are actually dumb as fuck, and people don't pay attention to him answering that question 20 times before. But for everyone else, that chat... that thread is where you ask a question. I'll try and get to most of them, especially if they're like relevant. And then, you know, all the common ones you don't need to ask. Like ask about PVE. Of course, we're gonna ask about PVE, but try and ask stuff that you haven't seen before, or like personal stuff about him. That's the cool stuff to find out. Most of the rest is. Yeah, Twitter's good. I mean, it's positive to a point. I don't know, I troll a lot on there. I've been leaving some toxic comments. You know what I did as? I don't know. People are gonna... I'm gonna catch so much flack for this. So, the Gauntlet series. First of all, the Gauntlet series, like, they advertise it as the best players in the world. And to be honest, it's like a really, really far-fetched claim if you look at who's on that list. Like a really fucking far-fetched claim. Second, I go the notification comes up today, and I check, and it's an hour and 30-minute game between an Oldham and a Dromai. Like, why? This is not entertainment. It's just not. Like, you're doing not a fake tournament. You're doing you're having a tournament outside of like the main circuit, and you got an hour and a half game, 2 fatigue decks. The fuck's going on? No one wants to watch that. I'm like, why is this not timed? Like, oh, elimination rounds. I'm like, fuck off then. Give him a draw after 45 minutes. Like, you're literally filming for TV. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually the opposite. Like, when they film poker matches, they force the blinds to go up so that the game ends. You don't have, like, this is not entertaining watching Tariq Patel, and it is not entertaining, man. I dislike the video. I'm like, this is not like all this production value, this professional commentating, all this crap, and you're gonna give me a 90-minute match? Literally the most degenerate shit. Oh, also, by the way, playing with Winter's Whale that's been banned. Like, no. Anyway, that's it's so not fun to watch, man. You're gonna go through all that effort. I'm not saying it has to be aggro mirrors, but maybe like make sure the matchups are. Nah. Ugh. Nothing wants like watching card games in general is not the most riveting experience. But with commentating and stuff, it can be very good, and the commentating's next level, and then they give us that match. And then they want to defend their 90-minute video. Like, at least edit it. At least edit it down. To like if there's an endless pitch Winter's Whale cycle, maybe like edit it down for me so I can actually watch it. But hey, look, I'm not a... You're allowed to disagree with that opinion. Well, that's not the best 3 cases in the world. But we're here. This is what we got. These will all end up on the store, obviously. Give it a few days and you'll see them. I can't even reach my mouse to turn off the stream. Through this pile of... But I'm going to turn off the stream. Good night, everyone. Yeah, I commented it, Andrew, and I know that I got a lot of dislikes on that. But anyway, not for me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out, Az.